What is the deal, YouTube, man? We back again with another vid. If you do not know who I am, I go by the name of T. If you're new, make sure you please give me a subscribe, man, and watch all the way to the end. So when I figured out this one thing, it made life become easier to live and better to live. It made me want to actually see what is my full potential and what can I get out of life. And this one thing was thinking about my situation, myself differently. I have learned through this journey that what you think you become. So if you say you are a lazy fat fuck, if you say you are just down talking yourself, down playing everything you do, that you will become, you will speak it into existence. So like even when my girl, she'd be like, say if she say something like, oh, XYZ gonna crash, and it's be like, don't speak that up, because it will eventually happen. Like, you know what I mean? So speak more positive into your life. So now I do things like read my list of who I am, which is the person who I'm trying to get to. Like I make 50K per month. I work out 6 times per week. I eat good. I'm respected. Like things of that nature. Anything of the person who I am trying to be. Like I make sure I say that each and every day, alongside of the person who I don't want to be, which is who I was, which is the negative things about me that I want to change. Like, oh, I'm inconsistent with my hygiene. I'm inconsistent with going to the gym. I eat like shit like that. I read those specific things each and every day to keep me on track, because what you think you become. And then once I make who I was, remember who I was and why I need to do the things, these daily tasks each and every day to become the best version of myself. I also read who I am to make sure that I speak life into it. And the more you say it, the more you believe it, the more you live it. You know what I mean? You start to believe these things. Even as well as journaling. One thing that helped me with drinking was journaling. It wasn't that I said it out loud, but I wrote it. So I would write things along the lines of I don't need vices, liquor, to have a good time. You know what I mean? I don't let liquor control me, or control me and my emotions. You know what I mean? I control my life. I control everything. And I would write that every time in my journal with a number of other things. And as I saw it, as I read it, what I thought I became. I didn't need the liquor. I wasn't running to liquor every time something happened. I didn't run to liquor every time I felt the need or the urge to drink. Now when I drink, it's just because I want to drink. You know what I mean? Special occasion, anything like that. And you have to become more aware of the things that what you think about. You know what I mean? Even it goes as far as if you are a spiritual person, God. Even if you don't speak it, God listens to you too. You know what I mean? He listens to you in different ways possible. Like when you speak it or when you think it, he knows what you're thinking. You know what I mean? And once you actually lock in and you start to think better about yourself, think better about your situation, and not always in a negative mindset. What you put in this world is what you're going to get out. What you think about of this world is what you're going to get out. If you feel like you're not going to pass that test, you're not going to pass that test. If you think that you're not going to get that job, you're not going to get that job. And sometimes things happen. Things happen for a reason, but for the most part, it's because you didn't put that positive thing in the world. You didn't actually manifest it, I would say. And it's nothing wrong with trying to manifest things, but you have to put in the actions as well as speak it into your life every day. Think about it. You know what I mean? Since being on my journey, only thing I think about is self-improvement. How can I better myself? How can I help individuals that watch my content? How can I make this better? How can I do this? How can I do this? What is the new next thing? New systems I can make? What can I build to make this better? How can people benefit from this? How can I benefit from it? I'm always thinking about that, always thinking about improvement, always thinking about being better, because one thing about it, I don't care how much money you make, what type of physique you have, there's always a new level that you can go to. There's always things you need to improve on that you can move up towards. And there's nothing wrong with leveling up, bro. You should want to level up. You should want to see how far you can take it. You know what I mean? Don't be mediocre with the things that you do, but again, you have to think differently about your situation. For example, going to the gym. Don't think, oh, I have to go to the gym. No, think, thank God I get to go to the gym. I get to be healthier. I get to add more time to my life. I get to look good. I get to feel good. You know what I mean? Like, think about it like that. Or even just a 9 to 5. It's not that, oh, I have to work this 9 to 5. I get to invest in myself. I get to invest in my girl. I get to pay my bills. You know what I mean? Even though this may not be what I want to do right now, or where I need to spend my time, this could potentially make the investment into me, where that I can leave it and that I can continue to work on myself. Because some people don't get to work in 9 to 5. Some people don't get to go to the gym. They don't even have legs. You know what I mean? Some people are too overweight that they can't even go to the gym, or they're so insecure that they can't go to the gym, bro. You got to take full advantage of everything that you can take full advantage of, bro, because it doesn't have to happen. Like, God could have took everything from you, could have made your life worse, but he did not. You know what I mean? He made it for the, come on, bro. He made it for the better for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, everything happens for a reason. And instead of you taking that reason and asking why, ask how can I fix it? What can I learn from it? What can I do to better my situation? And it will happen. You know, I have to start thinking differently about my situation. I have to start thinking about the things that I'm doing, the tasks that I'm doing differently. Okay, I might have to do this for X amount of time, but my bills will be paid. I might have to figure out, take this energy from my girl because it's the bed I made. And of course, I don't want her to feel that way, but I also want to understand her more. And it could be a reason why she's doing this, a reason why she's doing it, why she's so sad. You know what I mean? You have to take a step back and actually pay attention and think about the situation differently. What you think you become. If you put into the universe, you're thinking about like, oh, I'm a cheater, you'll always be a cheater. I'm a failure, you'll always be a failure. Instead of today, I won't fail. I won't give up. I won't quit. Speak life into yourself and into your situation, and you will have a different outcome each and every time. Yes, there are good days and bad days, but what you gonna do? Are you gonna fall to the old identity, or are you gonna rise to the new one? I always push you to rise to the new version of you, because that's what we're chasing. We're trying to become the best version of ourselves each and every way, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. It's a personal, just you, yourself, your character. I always say that the gym was the foundation for me. Make the gym the foundation for you. But with the gym, you also gotta change your mindset. That's how you will be allowed to think more positively, and you'll be able to manifest that life that you want. Continuously thinking about the positive shit that's going on, like not always running to that negative shit that we see online, bro. I don't be on Instagram, I don't be on Twitter, I don't be on majority of them apps. The app I be on is what I do, YouTube. That's it. You know, YouTube, I'm consuming content that fills my brain with what I need, what I want. And it's helping me, that is guiding me in the right direction. I don't care about the war, unless it's happening right here, right now, and I have the radio and people around me that keep tabs of that. But I don't care about the war. I don't care about Trump being assassinated. I don't care about who's about to have a baby, who's got cheated on, who's broken up, basketball games, football games. I don't care about any of that. It's cool to see, come across it, but that's not my focus. If I focus on that, then I will never get nowhere in life. That's why you're not where you want to be, because you're focused on the wrong things. You're thinking about 2K and who's going to win the NBA title championship, and you broke. You're still trying to figure out how you're going to pay your rent. You could have just been spending that time applying for jobs, going to a temp agency, because you know temp agencies move fast to get you a job. Damn near same day, if not the next day. Take advantage of your mind. You have control of all of that. Push all that negative stuff out and put it in positive. If it's the people you're around, if it's the content you watch, it's the stuff you watch, if it's the food you consume and the things you do on a day-to-day basis, bro, stop it. Cut that shit. Cut that shit and implement good habits. You start to implement good habits, I bet you start thinking differently. You start consuming more content like this, or personal development content, I bet you will start thinking differently, you start feeling differently. I promise you, you will. Because I did. I think differently about people I'm around. I think differently about my situation. I think differently about going outside, not being able to work on myself, bro. That's my number one thing. My relationship, my family, of course, but working on myself. How can I give to my family? How can I be the provider? How can I inspire anybody if I'm not 100%? If I can't work on myself to be the best person I can be, I'm no help to no one. I'm no help to no one. If I'm thinking about negative shit, if I'm talking to myself badly, I don't speak down on myself at all. Like, even when I do say certain things, like, yes, I am hard on myself, but I'm hard on myself not in a negative way. I'm hard on myself in a way of, like, you could do better. You could be doing more. You could put in more work. You could post more. You could take more advantage of these videos. You could do, you know what I mean? I know I could do more. Stop being, I tell myself in a minute, stop being a bitch. I set an alarm, T, stop being a bitch. Wake up, you're a bitch if you don't wake up. You're a bitch if you don't get this deep work done. You know what I mean? What you think, you become. And I want better. That's why I think I want better. I can do better. And you gotta do better, bro. What you think, you become. So start thinking differently about your situation, about yourself. Even just, it goes as far as your partner. I remember my partner used to tell me that all the time. She will always say, if you thought differently of me, you would treat me differently. And I used to blow that shit off. I ain't gonna lie. I used to blow it off like, what the fuck she talking about? What the fuck she talking about? And once I actually locked in, I completely cut out the bullshit. I started reading, breaking out, journaling, being more positive to myself, you know, just completely locking in on the journey. And I'm like, wow, this is what she meant. I started treating her differently. Sending flowers, getting gifts. When she do feel down or bad or feel some way about something, trying to talk to her a little bit, trying to take a different approach. Try not to look at her a certain type of way or you know what I mean? Do dumbass shit. I think about her differently. Now that I think about it differently, I can treat her in the right way. I can treat her how I really truly want to treat her because I look at her a different type of way. I don't care about the situations we've been in. I don't care about the things that have been said, things that have been done. Ultimately, I love and genuinely fuck with this person, so I gotta see her differently. You know what I mean? But that shit happened. Like, you can use that shit in any part of your life, and I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, whoa, damn, T, that was right. Start to think differently. Start off small. Think differently about your job. Think differently about waking up, going to the gym, working on yourself. You know, think differently about the food that you eat. Like, damn, I have to spend all this money just to eat this one time, and it's not even no good ass food when I could just spend the same amount of money or less, cook a meal at the crib, and have something for later. Think about it differently. You feel me? So, thank y'all for tuning in to another bit, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope y'all got some type of game, some type of value, motivation, anything. I hope I'm helping. And until next time, man. Peace.